Is your debt out of control?
Is credit card debt keeping you up at night?
Are creditors and collectors constantly calling?
Has debt taken away your financial freedom?
We'll get through this. Yes, you
The ubiquitous advertisements from debt settlement companies promise relief to people in financial turmoil.
Call the toll-free hotline right now.
Call us at 888-865-9777.
Like millions of Americans, Linda Robertson picked up the phone and made the call. It's a move she now regrets.
My heart just fell. My God, I paid all this money. I thought I was all right.
During this recession, as credit card debt swelled and unemployment soared, debt settlement companies flourished.
They are trying to figure out how to make a profit off of your desperation.
State and federal regulators allege that many companies make extravagant promises and collect hefty fees, but typically fail to eliminate debts.
I agree that there are abuses, but there has to be some middle ground.
In recent months, the industry has come under fierce attack.
I don't think you can produce statistics that show that you're helping anyone.
And proposed legislation in Congress and in myriad states may threaten its future.
I'm just starting all over at 58 years old.
Linda Robertson's personal financial unraveling traces the story of much of the American economy in recent years.
I had this life where I was making good money, and I was very comfortable.
In 2005, she was living in Phoenix and making up to $8,000 a month as a real estate appraiser.
January 1st of 2006, it's like the whole bottom fell out.
She lost her job, and she lost her home to foreclosure.
So I loaded up the big truck, and I came back to Missouri, and I moved in with my aunt.
Unemployed for 2 months and caring for her ill mother, she relied on her credit cards.
I was $23,000 in debt with credit cards. I really didn't want to take bankruptcy, but I couldn't see any way of being able to pay all this off.
We have the solution. We can cut your debt 30 to 60%.
I heard an ad for this financial freedom, how they will help you get out of debt without taking bankruptcy.
Counselors, call.
So she called. Financial Freedom told her to start making monthly payments into a special account they helped her establish, instead of making her minimum monthly credit card payments, she says. In return, they promised to settle her debts.
That's what the debt settlement companies are offering.
Jonathan Mintz is the New York City Commissioner for Consumer Affairs.
Don't pay off your bills. Pay us. We'll put it in escrow. We'll get your creditors to be so desperate for your money that they'll end up taking 50 cents on the dollar, 40 cents on the dollar.
You pay this much amount, there was a $100 fee, 3 years, everything would be paid. I felt very secure that they were going to take care of this. I was paying them to take care of this.
Ms. Robertson made 9 monthly payments of $427.93, according to the company. Then there was a knock at her door.
The sheriff, served me with the court papers. I saw it was Capital One. I went in and I got on the phone and I called Financial Freedom and I said, "What's the deal?"
She was being sued by one of her creditors. It turned out Financial Freedom had not settled with any of her creditors, yet they had withdrawn some $2,200 from her account for their fees.
I was like, oh no. I mean, really, that's about all. I was like, what do I do?
In the best case scenario, they're doing something unbelievably risky. At the worst case scenario, debt settlement companies are literally stealing your money.
Number one, there are people in this country that want to eliminate us as an option.
John Ansbach heads the United States Organization for Bankruptcy Alternatives, a trade organization for debt settlement companies.
$2.5 billion in unsecured debt has been resolved by this industry. So how can you possibly take the position that there's no value? They are finding ways to serve consumers in a better manner. Many of them are here to ensure what they're doing is compliant with rules and legislation.
But critics say debt relief businesses are exploiting clients who drop out before any settlement is reached.
I don't have the money to go get an attorney to sue them, and they know that.
So how many people eventually benefit from debt relief companies? States that have prosecuted debt settlement companies, including New York, say fewer than 1% of their customers have seen all their debts eliminated. Even industry trade groups acknowledge that 40 to 50% of enrolled customers drop out within the first 6 months. The Federal Trade Commission is proposing new rules to ban upfront fees, a move debt relief companies say could seriously damage their business and hurt consumers by leaving them at the mercy of credit card companies. Linda Robertson has since recovered about $2,600 of the nearly $4,000 she paid into the special account.
My next step is to get the bankruptcy filed, and then I'm just going to save all that I can.